Um,
Right now, I've got a few words from some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome everybody to our daily gun show. Come to you live every weeknight at midnight Eastern, and we talk about guns for an hour. So we got roll call in here tonight. Thanks for jumping in. And I don't know if he's still in here. I think he's still here. Did I kick him out? I might have kicked him out.
am I in the show?
Okay, now everybody. You can still talk when I listen.
You working?
Yeah. Can you hear me? I think everybody can hear. Some feedback. So we got DTP showed up first. We got Chris out there, HVS is out there, and we'll see who else shows up. Tonight is the patching. So 40 patches are going out tonight, and we'll see who all gets them. Oh man, I just noticed that this patch exploded. Look at this. This patch has just exploded. The glue let go, and the Velcro is just glued to this patch instead of sewn. Oh, that's gross. It's really sticky, and yeah, like if I wanted to, I could just this would just fall apart from each other. This was supposedly a really fancy patch too. I never even noticed that it didn't have stitching. Interesting. And obviously they don't know, but look what happened. Can you tell like how it's bowed like that? Like it literally did one of these. Like it was flat and then it did one of these and pulled itself off of the Velcro. That's gross. Ah, I got crap all over my hands. Ugh. Well, that's interesting. I wonder if they know that's happening. It's not even that hot here. Yuck. All right, well, so, well, I don't know if you're saying stuff. You just muted?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw something in the microwave real quick.
Yeah, right on. So, like I said, I sent out the links to maybe 4 or 5 people. We'll see who shows up. Night Strike was in the other chat, so I figured he'd show up. But we're gonna dig in. So, I was hoping to have a little more time to prep, but I was working on something. But for today, at least, we've got. Oh, there's Gizzard. We have got. Trying to find my email where I have the list that I emailed myself with all the people from yesterday. All right. Just heard a siren cough. Okay, so we've got Gizzard was the first one, then DTP was the second, then Southpaw, then Chris, then Foss, then Obnoxious, then Tim, then Clover, then Mustache, then Guy that Comments, and then we'll start doing duplicates. So I wanted to have a little fun with it. I didn't have as much time to plan on that as I would have liked. So Gizzard is the first one up. And since we don't have anybody else who's in here, who's, I don't think, yeah, just roll calling Gizzard. So I'm going to try to peg this screen again. I'm going to have a little more fun than making it random, and you still get to pick, but there's going to be a little play with it. So is Guy out there? Guy that comments? Or anybody else who was a winner? So I guess DTP is the other winner. So we'll go this way. Since DTP is out there, why doesn't DTP pick which panel Gizzard is going to pick from. And then if Southpaw is out there, he'll be picking which panel DTP is going to pick from. So this is the first panel. Actually, this is panel number 5. This one's panel number 4. Panel number 3. No. How does this work? 1, 2, 3. Let me go from the front so I get this right. This is panel number 1. We'll say the one with the UN thing on it. Panel number 2, well, let's say put it this way. Panel number 1 is more like the black and some greens mostly. Panel number 2 is your blacks and your whites, some reds. Panel number 3 is gun show loophole tour locations. Panel number 4 is gun channel stuff. So then panel number 5, I guess you'd say is like red and black. This one I need to pull off of here. And then this would be panel number 6. So with that being said, DTP is going to pick panel 1 through 6 that Gizzard is going to pick, if that works. So this is a pro chicken show? No. Rooster. Lightstrike has a link. He refuses to join in for whatever reason. I wish there was a way for me to turn this mic off. Can I do that?
You should be able to mute it, right?
Yeah, but I just don't want to get wicked feedback. See, there's wicked feedback. Is there feedback? Does anyone hear any slight feedback if I do it this way?
There's quite a bit, yeah.
Yep.
There was a little bit of feedback doing it that way? All right, I won't do it that way. That was with the real microphone, though, so I guess I won't do it that way. That's the way Nightstrike was going to have me do it. I'm not going to do it the way Nightstrike recommended then.
So Daniel says panel 2.
All right, so that gets us started. There's panel 2. I don't know how much of it you can see.
Interesting.
There's some good shit on there, Gary.
Yeah, I know. Not sure which one I want. Some of those I have, but not many of them.
While you're picking that, and you guys can hear me, the yell or whatever, you guys can hear me from over here?
Yeah.
You guys hear me from over here?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some of you guys that have, well, for example, Foss has 14 coming. Chris has 8. You're welcome to them. However, if you do want to point them in some other direction, let me know and I'll do my best to facilitate. No possible way am I sending 14 different envelopes out because that would be $36 or something right there. But I'll definitely direct them in different ways. And now that you know Gary is getting something, if anybody wants to direct them to Gary for his show, you're more than welcome to. You're not obligated to, but you're welcome to. Tim will have 7 of them coming. DTP's got 4.
Okay, that patch right in the middle underneath Habib, that one that says America.
Well, just you mean the one that's.
Whoa.
Wrong button.
That broke the interwebs.
I guess I'm not going to click in the right box on there. You talking about this one?
Yeah, I like that.
All right. So you know the story behind this one?
No, I don't.
Okay, I'll let you figure it out yourself. I'm not going to promote them, but that's got a story behind it. Put this into Gary's pile, and then next is DTP. And if Southpaw is out there, he's picking DTP's page. And if Southpaw ain't out there, then Chris is picking it. So if DTP doesn't like shout out the next moment or two, there's some lag because we're using El Pato. But if he doesn't yell out, then Chris, get ready to tell DTP which panel he's going after. This was panel 2. Panel 1 is that one. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, or however that went down. And I'm going to go figure out how to start a pile for Gary over here.
So he's got to pick from one of these panels. So if you're out there, pick something. There's some good patches on there. I've got a couple of those.
What would that be? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the gun channel panel, basically. So DTP is going off of this panel. There's like matters to that gun channel's 1 of these people. So this is DTP's pick. And then Foss is going to be picking for Chris. And Chris will be up next. I'm guessing Southpaw ain't out there. So is Tim out there? Obnoxious is out there. Mustache. I told Mustache in a text or in a comment earlier that tonight would be where he picks his patch. I don't know if Clover's coming over. And then Guy. Is he still out there? Is DTP still out there? What's going on? We're waiting for a patch pick. It's probably not the best way to do it. It's super exciting for the audience because nobody knows what panel they're going to get to pick, but that also means nobody can really pre-pick a patch, I guess.
Apparently.
All right, so now we're waiting for a lag, and some of the people that have a whole bunch coming might as well just start picking patches, I guess. Otherwise, we'll be here for till next Wednesday. Night Strike is in here. He's not saying anything.
No, I said things already.
Oh, okay.
You weren't paying attention.
Now I'm having to listen through the phone. So the phone's over here. I'm standing over there, but I'm trying to make this live, so it's exciting.
Is that what's going on? Okay.
Yeah, the part where nobody ever picks anything makes the live camera pointing at stuff less exciting, but the potential is there for it to be exciting. That's why I did this on El Pato tonight instead of wasting the tubes juices.
Okay, if we're going for potential, okay, I get it.
So I don't know if DTP is out there.
Oh, he's out there. He's commenting.
Okay, so the Davis Arms Museum. So that's this one. So a little known fact, these are actually the dumbest Christmas ornaments ever invented. So I put Velcro on the back and cut the Christmas ornament part off, and now it's a patch. You're welcome. So that's going to DTP. That means that, what did I say? Foss, is Foss out there? DM Foss? DM Foss?
I don't think Foss is out there right now.
So he would be picking Chris's panel. If Foss doesn't chime in, then Obnoxious is picking Foss's panel. And then Tim or Clover or Mustache or Guy will be picking the next panel if any of them are out there. And if they aren't, then Gizzard is picking a panel. So we'll see if anybody comes out and picks a panel for Chris to pick from. Are you the lead singer off of something? No.
I have no idea.
Huge from back in the day, and he lives in Hawaii. And he was saying something earlier about having to take something off the market because of lockdown. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting time. I heard something about all the housing bubble created an opportunity for all these houses to become bed and breakfast or whatever they are. And those are going to be some of the first to get moved, right? To be let go of. And that could potentially be a massive opportunity for the right investor out there. Clover's not here. He just went live. Clover's is just ended live. Did he go live?
Yeah, he started another one, it looks like to me.
Oh, okay. So then if he's not showing up, then DTP is now waiting to hear from somebody. So Noxious chimed in and said panel 5, which would be the other side of this one. So this is this where DTP just did. This was DTP's Davis Arms, right? So that means it is now Chris, this panel, and I'll be back in a minute as soon as I go label this DTP somewhere.
There are lots of good ones on that panel.
All right, do we get an answer?
I haven't seen one yet.
$5,000 fine for going outside. That ain't nothing for Hawaiians. They brush their teeth with $5,000. But
While wearing their gas masks.
yeah, they use a gold toothbrush that can go up underneath the gas mask.
Chris says, I'll take the one with the knight. That
Which
is
one?
cool.
Night Ops one?
I think that's the one he's in reference to. That is
Yep.
cool looking.
Yeah, this guy, I traded this one, I think, for a whole AK patch. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I like this one. It's some sort of embroidery and woven. I don't know. I haven't figured this one out. It's an interesting one, that's for sure. I have no idea what ops team is. So this is going to Chris, though, right? I gotta go write that down over
Yeah.
there. So next would be Foss, who hasn't bothered to show up to collect 14 patches. So then it'd be Obnoxious being picked by Gizzard. Picks the panel. What kind of power?
Let's
Pick
see.
the real crappy one, even though there is no crappy panels.
Let's go with number 1.
Good goods.
There you go. I'm waiting Chris on this. I'll be right back.
There's a lot of good ones on that one. Get the cheaper than dirt.
Okay, this chat was my subscriptions before you went. I came back and now I can't find this chat. Yeah, it's interesting. I've been noticing that a lot too. Like I know some people are live, like Rick, Gary, or somebody. I know you're live, so I go look. But then other chats, I don't have any idea when they're going live, right?
YouTube's doing some weird stuff in the last week or two. For me, anyway.
So that was that one. $5,000 fine is 1 box of cereal.
So, Obnoxious, you still out there? It's your choice.
The flat Earth map right here.
Is that 1776 one? Is that leather?
Sometimes people who are wait, what?
The 1776 one, is that leather? Or is that just the way it looks?
Oh no, yeah, that's good. That's leather, and it is also just glued on there, but with like some sort of glue that ain't ever letting go. Probably, I think I think like the inner layer of leather would let go before that glue. Definitely not the same. Or if it is the same kind of glue, it was meant to adhere to leather. Like whatever happened to that rubber, it didn't stick to the rubber.
So Obnoxious says FU Media.
There's the little blue one, and then there's the normal one.
Blue or white? Blue or white?
And this is the sewn
Number
one.
one or number two?
Now, this is a flat Earth flag. It just has the square boundary to mess with people instead of the round ice wall. But yeah, you can see the whole flat Earth right in there. Lots of shadow banding.
Blue, he says.
Huh?
He wants the blue one.
Oh, I'm lagging because I'm looking at it on the duck. El Pato. So next would be DTP, being picked by either Southpaw if he's showed up or Chris. So it might end up, it's going to end up at some point going head to head with DTP and Chris for a while. It might be some kind of an interesting free patch chess game. You think that shoe glue holding the Velcro on the leather, you're saying, Ozzy? I don't know. I've got some glue that I have when I was fiddling with holsters, and you put it on leather, and you might as well just you're going to have to razor blade the leather. Like the glue is never coming loose. And if you get it on you, it takes a while for it to come off. Like that's some glue. How about a NIMBY patch? What's a NIMBY? Oh, not
in my backyard.
Is that a logo or something though?
Chris says panel 3.
So this is panel 3 for DTP. That would be the Loophole Tour panel. We've got things like a block logo patch that's kind of boring. Red October cup thing that I cut apart and turned it into a patch. Parnell patch. Mil-Spec monkey tag that was on something and I took it off and put it on a piece of Velcro, so now it's a patch. This from Angelina. This is tour patch I sewed up. Whittington Center. I don't know, it's supposed to look like a sports team maybe, because I guess they have shooting sports there. Another sewn one. Gun Tech, company we used to work with back in the olden days. We're still doing gun reviews. Get Guns, Wyoming. Got this one from John Crump. I would have kept it, but it's weird. I don't like it. NRA Cancer one from BCM. The 18 tour. That was my PVC version of the one I sewed. So he said panel 3, you're still waiting for DTP. You still waiting?
Yep, still waiting for him.
Get a bunch of younger people to win. And then they won't be asleep for the show to get their prizes. This is a perfect scam, though. You give away 40 patches, and then you make them be present to collect. They're all going to fall asleep because I'm going to about to play a bunch of soft music and serve warm milk. And then I'm only going to have to give away, I figure, about 13, 14 patches at max.
Windbreaker, he says.
Breaker right here. Good eye. This one just barely got put up right now. And I was debating if I should even put it up there. So this one's going to DTP. So next would be Chris being picked by Foss, who didn't show up today. So then it gets picked by, do we have Tim out there? No. Do we have Clover out there? No. Do we have Mustache out there? No. Do we have Guy out there? No. So it goes right back to DTP. Picks it for Chris. It's going to end up being the head-to-head. These guys are going to go back and forth for a bit. For a long time, because one of them's got 14 coming. Oh no, Foss is in here.
Yeah, Foss just popped in here and gave a whole number of them. He said he had to go to work. So
doesn't even show up and listen to the rules or nothing. So here's how.
No, he just gave you his shopping list.
Yeah, look at this. He's hoarding. He thinks like, hey, this must be panic times. I'm just hoarding. So here's how this is going. Now we have some action. Now we got some competition going. So now he played his hand. Foss just played his hand by telling these two who are in direct competition with him which patches he wants. Now they know which patches to take. So here's how it goes. I'm not just letting anybody just come in here and loot. What is this? I'm not crazy. It's going one at a time, and your adversaries are picking which panel you're picking from. So where are we at now? We just did DTP, so it's about to be Chris. So Foss, if you're paying attention, you're going to pick one of 6 panels, and then Chris, who's ahead of you in line, is going to pick a patch right in front of you off of them panels that you pick. So the first one is number 1. We're calling that the black and green panel. Second one is panel 2, and we're calling that panel 2. Then we got panel 3. That would be like the Gun Show Loophole Tour locations. Panel 4 would be the Gun Channel's members. Panel 5 is panel 5. Am I still connected?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, you're still here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Phone freaked out. Or panel 6. Why am I calling these channels? Panel 6 is like guns and stuff. So Foss is picking which panel Chris is going to pick from. And then later on, somebody else is going to pick which panel Foss is picking from. So hopefully that rules is figured out for everybody now. And whenever each new person shows up, we get to say that all over again. And now we'll see when Foss gets around to telling Chris which panel he can pick from.
I think Foss already left. He just come in and gave you his laundry list and went back out the back door.
Maybe he thinks this is like you come in an hour late if you're old, and everybody just gets out of your way, gives you whatever you want because you're old. And
Yeah, he
we're
called
here.
in his order and he's going to come pick it up an hour from now.
Here, all those people got to fight for what they want.
It's like the people that shop for you, all your groceries, and then you just come and pick them up.
Yeah, like this is Walmart. Like, here's the orange section. Let me just get those to your car quicker, sir.
That's a huge deal now because people don't want to go in the stores, so the stores are increasing that. A lot of Walgreens now will do that at their drive-thru. You can give them a list of everything you want, and they'll go get it for you.
Is Foss even here? I don't even think he's here anymore. Or am
I think
Yeah,
he
he
just
did leave.
dropped his load and left it.
Wow.
So, yeah, we ain't getting nothing from him. All right, so I guess it goes back to DTP is picking for Chris.
He picked
Let's
panel
watch.
1.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so Chris is picking off of panel 1. This ain't Peapod? What the hell is Peapod?
I don't know.
Night Strike, what's Peapod?
Don't ask me.
Figure that's something the kids are into.
If Night Strike
Did you-
don't know what it is, nobody does.
Did anybody
That's not
watch
true.
Smarter Every Day's video about the manipulation of Reddit?
No, I haven't. Why?
Super good. It's 23 minutes. Have you watched, you know who I'm talking about, Smarter Every Day?
Yeah.
The YouTube guy?
Yeah.
He's doing a series. He's a really big YouTuber. He's doing a series on, well, the series is like from last year, middle of last year even. It was a while ago. He started this series, going to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And he asked them about basically, what's the word, manipulations and spamming and scams and why people do and how they do it. And this time he just posted one the other day, just like yesterday even, on how Reddit is being used, how it's being manipulated, and very, very interesting. Anyway. Oh, I guess Peapod is a grocery delivery service. Never do anything with Ubers. Uber drivers are nefariously. Is we ever going to get? Oh, will not comply. Will not comply. What are we talking about here?
On the
I would
left,
ask Night where it is,
Upper
but he
left.
complies. Where is it?
upper left.
Where left? Oh, Angelina's patch. This is from Alan Acre.
I don't think I,
right?
even have one of those.
I don't know. Maybe this isn't hers. I think this is.
Yeah, I think that is.
All right. So I don't know what happened to Foss. He gave us one of these like, Peapod lists, and then booked out of here. So Chris, you're picking the patch panel for DTP, who's got, I believe, 2 more coming. Anyway, it's really interesting because there's just a couple of dudes in Russia. For example, have you ever seen the videos that are like, hey, if you light American cheese on fire, it melts. And if you light real cheese on fire, it doesn't melt. Or, like all these stupid little videos that exist. And hey, if you brush your teeth with mayonnaise, like blah, 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 like just clean your shoes with toothpaste and they're bright and clean. Like, you ever seen these videos?
Yeah, that stuff never works. Don't ever try it.
No, don't ever try any of it because it's literally content created for the logarithm. The logarithm knows that people like these little fresh, fast, amazing little things, and they calculate the music and the everything about it is just manipulated to what works. And then they are mastering the logarithm. They're making tens of millions of dollars. They have hundreds of channels. Almost everything you've seen that's just mindless little stupid music, little eye-catchy shit that you end up watching and you're like, dang it, I've watched this for a while. Maybe somebody carving something or those fuckers building holes or just weird shit. Almost all of that stuff is engineered from these couple of dudes. And if it isn't from those 2 dudes, it's people that are emulating them. And it's really interesting how they can quite simply manipulate the mechanics of the logarithm. And I just noticed these 2 patches are right next to each other. And once you understand it, it makes a lot of sense. And it's just one of those things. I think once people see what's happening, they'll be a little more immune to it. But it's going to take getting that out there to people, I think.
All right, panel 5.
That's this panel. DTP's got 2 more coming. Now he knows the panel. I should get an electronic, what do you call it? Egg timer, so that it goes, ding, 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 and then beeps, and then he's done. He doesn't get a guess anymore. We got the Megaton BNT. Kind of a mix here. I think I could probably figure out how to get this table a little bit better. I can drop this table and I bet you I'd get a little bit bigger field of view or whatever. So the world is rigged. I need to stop watching dog rescue videos. Oh man, if you're watching animal videos, you are being manipulated. A silver stacker pack. What's a silver stacker? Oh, like silver stacker. Now I get it. I was thinking like old people, silver. If I do this, it would the camera, huh? That's got to be frustrating to watch that.
Oh,
Do this now. Oh, wait. Is it even pointing right way?
Nope, that's upside down.
Oh, this whole thing went upside down. That's what happened.
so Daniel says eye patch.
Eye, this guy. So that's night vision or something? The sights? What happened to my screen? The sights? And this is going to DTP, right? So
Yeah.
now Foss came back. DTP is picking the panel for Chris. Just to make sure Guy's not out there. Mustache isn't out there. Clover's not out there. Tim's not out there. Southpaw, none of those people showed up. Oh, now they're starting an alliance out there.
Yeah, I see that. It's a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy.
The Patch Cartel.
Ooh,
The grassy knoll.
the grassy knoll. There you go.
Yeah. You know what my problem is? HVS. I don't even want to say it out loud, but I do have a problem with those videos, and I think you could probably figure out what my problem is. So I don't even want to say it. So that's the same panel. So that scam worked. The deep Chris is picking whatever he wants off of here.
Megaton patch.
Oh, there you said.
Megaton.
Thanks.
Mega John.
This is the
Mega
same blade.
gone. Yeah. That one's kind of cool.
This patch that I've been waiting to put in the van, I just keep forgetting to put it in there because I haven't been driving the van around. But yeah, so I grabbed a couple extra from them, and that's one of them. So this is going to Chris, right? Woods.
Yep.
Did
Woods is here.
There's one more going to DTP. Chris has got some kind of collaboration with him, so we'll figure out what panel DTP wants. Now, what we could do is, well, I guess Foss did give us a list of patches. I was going to say we could just pick his patches for him. A bunch of weird ones.
You know, he might actually like that.
So I'm guessing that DT or Chris is gonna, or we don't know what panel DTP wants, huh? And then of course,
doesn't matter. He said.
Oh yeah, you guys are ahead of me on the thing. The last one I'm seeing is Reptilian Overlords one. Okay, so we're waiting for Chris then, and then I'll say again, if anybody does show up, we got a couple of people watching. So if any of the winners from yesterday, that would be Southpaw, that would be Tim, that would be Clover, and that would be Mustache and Guy. If you guys are out there, welcome to pick some panels and patches. So this is panel 2, back to DTP,
panel
right?
2. Yep. Woods wants to know if it's too late to jump in.
No, go ahead. That's what it's all about. And we only got
jump.
Four people on my screen. Got a pretty big good mix on here. Some of these are from all over. This is from a shop in Wisconsin that had like just a whole bunch of patches, and that one was just sitting there like perfectly good. And maybe it's off center a little bit. That's probably what it is. This one's from Wanamaker. This one's from New Mexico at the Winnington Center. From Haas back in the day. This one's from SHOT Show last year, not this year, but last year. Got the brace. This is off of a Microsoft Action Pack back when I worked for Microsoft. Actually, right after I worked for Microsoft, and I worked with Microsoft. That's from some software. Geisley got Nexstar from 2017, so that's a couple of years old already. Model 1 sales. Got a Dickies that probably came off of some jacket or shirt or pair of pants or something. I usually take the tag off and then sew Velcro on it, because if it looks cool, then it's a patch. Something like this would have been a patch that got screwed up in the machine, and I'll try to salvage whatever did get sewn, so I turned it into just a separate little patch. Did he say something? Nope. Let's see, what else do we got? I don't know where this one came from. This one is from Clover, I think, sent that over. This is probably from Milspec Monkey. Whenever we meet up, he usually busts open his book of patches and lets me take whatever I want for putting on the panel like this. This one was, am I still here?
Yeah, we're still here.
Just decides to glitch.
You're up there.
Maybe even was out or something. But this one was the Machine Gun Nest. That's a shop in Maryland. Got a B negative thing on there. In case you got B negative blood, that saves you like
Midwest Industries, he says.
Oh, the Midwest. So that was Chris, correct? So now we've got
DT.
TP. Okay. Oh, there's John. Hey, what's up? You want to jump in, John? Feel free. Otherwise, I didn't bother sending you a link because usually it's too late for you. So we're digging out patches for people that won on the Daily Gun Show yesterday. No, wait, they won this. Yeah, on the Daily Gun Show yesterday. I thought I had figured out every single gun phrase that ever existed. Turns out I was about 40 something shy. So we're handing out 40 patches today. This one was DTP's fourth. So that means we're down to just Chris. Unless, oh, you know what? We could have John. John can pick the panel for Chris next one. So we got 4 panels out here. Panel number 1, panel number 2, panel number 3, panel number 4, 5, and 6. If this was a wall, think of how big this wall of patches would be. So we got 6 patch panels. This dude who basically patch raped me yesterday by giving me a bunch of correct answers earned a ton of patches. So I think he's got like 4 more to go. So we'll wait for Crump to tell us what panel, and I'll go put this over on DTP. Working on a story. We'll see if he gives us an answer before he heads out of there. But yeah, thanks for jamming in. Noticed all the chats going on over on Fireside Chats. Appreciate the effort and the insight. I always learn a lot when we have those conversations with people. Panel number 6. That's the guns.
Yeah, we haven't done that one yet, I don't think.
Panel, but if you can find anything from this panel that you like, then let me know. And this is Chris, right? Actually, Chris, you've got quite a few coming still. So why don't we just say you get 1 off of that panel, and then we'll go to HVS. If he's still awake and he can hear us, HVS, which is the next patch panel that we're jumping off of, picking from? You got to yell for the old folks. Sometimes they don't have that little like phone held up to their ear. Sometimes if they're eating or something, they got their hearing aids pointed the other way. They'll be looking out the window.
It's brutal, man.
Harsh.
Well, he comes in here and gets mad because if I acknowledge that old people exist, like we're supposed to tiptoe on eggshells around them. I named the chat today Laminar Flow. Does anybody know why?
Honestly, no.
Yeah, it's a big time keyword. For some reason, YouTube likes promoting videos about laminar flow. So figured I'd cram it into my title, see what happens. Oh, he's awake. Okay. Well, if Chris is still awake, he's going to pick a patch. And then when he's done picking a patch off of that panel over there that he can't even see, then he'll be picking the next patch panel for Chris to pick a patch off of. So this is panel 6, and Chris is picking a patch off of here eventually, maybe. It's a pretty popular time of night for people to drift off. Like I say, this is one of my strategies, so I don't have to give away that many free patches. That's why there's so many patches on the panel. I do the show at midnight. Ozzy's out there. He's not a winner though, so you're allowed to show up, but you don't win nothing. I don't have a patch. You don't have a patch for old people? Nope. Some of these patches, like this one, is long enough. You could maybe use it as a cane.
You should just make a cane patch.
So some Velcro on a shoelace and bend it over. The Walther. Which one's the Walther? The Walther. All right. So now HVS is going to give us the number 1 through 6, maybe. Maybe he figures it out, and then we'll have the next panel. This has got to be more fun than just picking any patch you want. Having to wait for some old guy in Hawaii to wake up, get over to the computer and figure out, he's cracking his knuckles and figuring out which of these buttons he's got to push to type a number.
Don't get him angry. You wouldn't like him when he's angry.
He can't do nothing. He's in Hawaii, and they don't even let him fly from Hawaii no more. He can't do nothing. He literally can't do nothing. Is he gonna throw a volcano at me? Big chunky volcano?
Well, Gary almost threw the coop at me yesterday.
I did.
Yeah, you did. You must have been drinking.
I don't drink. You forgot.
Okay, here we go. Patch 3, panel 3. Now we got it. Now we got him going. He's waking up. He's waking up. He's getting the blood flowing. So that's Chris's next panel. Is patch panel 3. This would be places that we stopped on the tour. Oh, there's Crump. If he's still out there, the patch he gave me. See the Porch South patch has a stupid flag on it, so I cut it off. So when it's on my panel, I don't have no disgrace of our flag on there. So that's custom. That's a kit bashed patch. Let's see. Got this cool surplus shop that is in St. Paul, Minnesota. Actually, this one is closer to. I can't think of his name. Dude in Minnesota than St. Paul, a little bit south of St. Paul. Got the old 16 donut tour, the 18 ticket tour, Second Amendment patch from Gun Rights Policy Conference, Citizens Committee for the Right to Keep and Bear Arms patch from Gun Rights Policy Conference. Shoot Smart, that's in Fort Worth, Texas. Really cool range. Somehow every time I put it there, it cuts off half of my camera. I guess it's.
Don't forget about that van patch. The van patch is very big, just like the gun show loophole one.
It is, except I think he might already have them. Chris has got a bunch already. It's cool when people will, every once in a while, people post like a picture of their patch panel. Because then when you're trying to give somebody a free patch, I know Gary's probably dealt with this before. You're trying to give somebody a free patch and they're just like, oh, anything. You're like, well, dang, I don't want to give you one that you already got and you don't need two of. So sometimes somebody posts a picture of their panel. You go look at that and be like, oh, okay. I'm pretty sure he's got one. The Cody Firearms patch. So Cody Firearms Experience, I'm guessing is what we're talking about. Is there more than one Cody on here? No. So yeah, that's a good one. Really cool gun shop. Just a cartoon and a video on that one. Who should pick the next patch panel? Why doesn't roll call pick who picks the next panel?
Do I pick? I can't see the chat. Do I pick somebody from the chat or somebody that's on the panel?
Be a hell of a lot easier if you pick somebody from the chat. Otherwise, we got to call them and ask them to join the chat so they can tell us a number.
Damn it.
So here's what we got. We got Fine, we got Ozzy, we got Chris, who's actually you're picking for. I don't know if that's even legal. You got yesterday, you got HVS. Crump might still be out there. DTP, Woods is in here and out there. That's pretty much all I'm seeing in the list. James?
I'm going to pick yesterday because he's from Indiana. I'm going to stick with my fellow Hoosiers.
Okay, so in yesterday is picking the next panel in which Chris will pick his free patch that he earned yesterday on. And if you thought this was fun, he's got like 4 more to go. Actually, 3 more to go. So just stay tuned. The excitement to keep building.
Exciting, like watching paint dry.
What'd you say about a parade ride?
I didn't say anything. No, nothing.
Uh-oh.
Don't
I
listen
didn't
to
think
that.
Get out on other young people. I apologize to the young people in Hawaii. I guess if I do make it that, you can't do nothing to me, but you can throw other people into the volcanoes. I forgot about that. All right, patch panel 4.
That's a good choice.
Back onto the gun channels ones. So we've got there's Second Matters. I'm trying to remember, somebody gave me that, and I'm trying to remember who now. 399 was one of Marco's ideas. course, we got the ones from the 2A patch batch. Got a couple. We got a swear one from Angelina.
Whoa, watch out.
Another swear. So we'll see what he picks over. Did it go weird again?
No.
I got a cord, and I think it's the cord gets weird. Oh, you know what? This phone, it could also be that this phone is about to cook.
Yeah, when you're using the camera for a long period of time, the phones will get super freaking hot.
Yeah, and it's plugged in, so it's not like just using battery. It's trying to do everything fine. So we're
Right.
almost at an hour, and we'll try to. We got 3 more. So Chris, you've got an idea of what's out there. Feel free to pick 3, and I'm probably going to drop that because it is super weird. So I'm so used to talking into this microphone now that I'm yelling at my phone over here. All right, so with that, we'll take a second here while I click mutes and unmutes and exit out of here.
Oh shit, this whole time I've had the audio. It's been a weird echo the whole entire time because of that.
Oh, the audio's been fine.
Okay, good. I came back over, turned the sound up, and the video was playing. So I was like, oh dang, did it play the whole time? So Chris has got 3 more coming. If he needs the pictures or whatever, I can show them to him. But hopefully that was interesting. The goal there was to make it a little more interactive than just plain old picking patches. And we pretty much raped the board. But we're going to see what Chris comes up with his 3, since he was gracious enough to be able to show up for the show. He will get his pick, and then we'll go back and see what our, what's it called, ping pong list is from what's his face. You stay here. Budget guns and gear patch.
Budget guns and gear.
I've heard of that guy before. He has a link to this chat. Right. So that's 1. You got 2 more.
Show or something.
Huh?
Said he has a show or something. Right after mine, as a matter of fact, on Fridays.
He does?
He does. But you never watch my show, so see.
Oh. Sometimes I just can't get to it. Not my fault.
Right, so while he is picking which ones he wants, I am going to move this mic up a little bit and then go over here and see which ones Ross wanted. That was a while ago. Okay, so he wanted Clover, the Ghost,
What causes that?
Clover and a Ghost, Megaton taken, Global Strike Command. That's a giant patch. I was wondering when somebody would take that just because of the size of it. That's big. All right, and then panel 3, yellow and white shield. That was Gun Tech. He says have to clock in for work, so we've been giving him shit, and he literally said right on there what his deal was. But the host of the show, so a bunch of it in a hurry, he didn't even read the whole thing. So, well, dang, I just got out on the good end of that one because he had 14 coming, and he settled for 4. Let's see, did we get any more from Chris? No. If you want to make selling patches, make a Bitcoin patch. See, that's the thing. I don't really care about making money. I mean, I need to pay bills, so I'm happy with that. But no, I'm not attempting to make money. Angelina makes money. Like, if you want to suggest a patch for that to Angelina, do it. I would much rather do 2A stuff full time. patches are, I have to do them in order to pay some rent once in a while, and hopefully encourage people to play around with stuff that's non-perishable, easy to ship, fairly inexpensive, promotes your brand, and encourages collaboration. But otherwise, patches, I could give a shit. Make it a sticker, make it a pin, whatever. So Noxious, he's getting the whole crew. Won't have a gun channels panel anymore. If there's a gizzard, is there a gizzard? The gizzard ones are pretty much made, and he has them, and I think somebody won one, right?
Gun Snob's got one. I have 3, I believe.
But yeah, there's not a shit ton of extra gizzards ones. Let's see. And an AK playing card PC. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Is there one on here?
I thought that coronavirus patch turned out cool.
Those are for tomorrow. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now, here's a little something that nobody seemed to catch today. I did have some secret hidden things behind some of the patches. Not always the big patches. Sometimes they're little patches too. But there are some secret hidden things on the patch panel. Some that have been there for a long time and I totally forgot they're there, but nobody hit them. And a couple that I put here tonight that nobody hit. So just FYI, I'm just saying, I can't sell a Corona patch, but nobody got a free one tonight. So yeah, Chris, I am throwing this pile on there, or with these in with that pile. And again, appreciate your contributions, everybody's contributions. I thought we had a lot with 184, and I was thinking my shit didn't stink, but I like being schooled. That was 40 more we added, 223 phrases and idioms. Really, there's 2 in there, but still phrases that are fairly common. A couple of them are kind of old, and maybe a little bit of them are fringe, but for the most part, a lot of those were, on target as far as being phrases that are used in language. And that was really the point. So I don't mind getting rid of patches, especially to people I know. And yeah, I'm happy to fill up some patch panels and to move some stuff, create some space on our panels so we can shuffle them around and add some new stuff. But hopefully it's fun for everybody.
223 is a good number too. So.
Nope, I just don't have a goal to make money off of the 23 people that watch my show. If I had 16,000 people and I didn't give a shit about you, trust me, I'd be selling you shit every fucking day. The same 23 people who are my friends, like I appreciate very much when you guys help me out. I have stuff available, when stuff sells on eBay or whatever. Like I said, if I could do something else, but no, I am not looking for poverty. And unfortunately, that's why I've had to make some decisions recently. And I'm going to have to make more because I do not have any more credit to rely on. And, you can bounce back from credit sometimes, but I have not been able to bounce back from credit for a while. So I'm going to have to go do other things. But anyway, let's not get into that. Let's have a fun show. So don't eat that cake. It's for tomorrow. What is he talking about?
Not sure.
All right. Well, with that.
Chris bought a patch today. Okay.
Oh, no, I don't even. Oh, okay. I guess I did see that. Sorry. I get like $1 off of that. So I don't think about handguns for euros. Actually, when you bought that one, I thought, oh shit, I owe Yankee quite a bit of money because people have bought the $50 ones. I somehow have to come up with money to pay Yankee for the patches that I owe him for. But I don't make any money on those. That's Yankee's money. That's to promote his projects or whatever. So he pays the shipping and he gives me a couple of bucks, but all that money's going to him. So that is a sale. Thank you. But I don't see it. I don't mind doing it at all, though. I mean, especially now. Well, I guess the gun one, who cares? But the critters, there's a ton of pets that are just, in the same boat as everybody else. Only they can't prep. So I can totally understand people wanting to help out pups. Or all critters, I guess. Well, let's see. Don't forget to spray the virus patch. I hardly coughed on any of these, and I'm starting to wash my hands.
Glad we're here for this. We needed to know that.
Wondering if you're willing to part with a gizzard patch.
No, I only have 3 of them. They're kind of special to me, so sorry.
There's a difference between getting something at $1 a piece and selling it for $3 with a profit and making a few bucks and having a what do you call a income source, and then having like one of or the last of a couple. Like there's some that I did have 100 of, and now I have mine. I have like one, So no, I'm not selling it anymore. I was selling it 2 weeks ago, but not now, right? Sometimes it gets into that situation. Anyhow, so with that, let's see. Right on. And no, don't even. I'm just whatever. Don't even worry about it. But appreciate the purchases or whatever. And like I say, I am in business. I am trying to make money, but just not necessarily off the people who hang out in my live chats every evening. But that's why I have a channel with 160,000 subs and 300 something websites that have do stuff. So we'll continue to work on that kind of thing. But for now, I think we will wrap it up. Let's see. Tomorrow is something. Who knows what tomorrow is?
It's Friday.
Anniversary of, I should say.
28th.
I'm looking as we speak, and everything's slow tonight. And I clicked the wrong site, so it's going to take me even longer to click on this, and then click on this, I guess. It was something tomorrow. I thought it was interesting. Let's see. Oh, it is U.S. versus Croshank, or how do you say that? Krukashank? I don't know how to say it. I haven't heard it said enough. But basically, the first time in 1876 that the Supreme Court of the United States decided on a issue with the Bill of Rights, the First Amendment right to assemble and the Second Amendment rights. It's an interesting one because if I remember this one correctly, it was a bunch of people trying to go hang out and do their thing with guns, and a bunch of racist KKKs came along and said, no, we don't want you to be able to assemble, and we certainly don't want you to have guns. And then I think the federal government had to side with the KKK because of some judgment that the Constitution doesn't apply to individuals, it applies to the government. Otherwise, the Constitution would apply to our interactions amongst ourselves. So it's kind of a effed. I'm going to just go ahead and say it because it's midnight. It's a fucked situation where the government has to come down and defend KKK in order to defend individual rights. It's going to be a tough one to deal with when you try to talk about it with some people, but it is it is the first time that the Supreme Court ever dealt with First Amendment and Second Amendment. That was back in 1876. We don't remember these things and aren't aware of them. It makes us less efficient when we talk to people and less good at turning people's opinions from gun prohibition. So I'd like to bring that stuff up. I'd like to thank y'all again for joining in. Thanks for that hot dog cookie thing. Actually, I usually bitch. I am going to still bitch. You gave me $1.49, but what you really did is give YouTube 30% of $1.50 is 50 cents. So you gave YouTube 50 cents almost, and then gave me $1. And I just got that payment the other day, and it was $129. I don't know how often I get them from YouTube, but it isn't quarterly. It's maybe twice a year. So I did actually get the super chats from everybody yesterday or something. So as much as I complain that you throw it into YouTube, it's basically going into a suitcase that I'll get 60% of at some point in the future. I mean, however long people have been giving me super chats, I barely got $120 the other day. Now that $120 is very appreciated. But again, there's other platforms out there, and I'm really hoping that eventually we'll get enough people aware that if we, audiences and people that appreciate content, start to fund individual content creators, the industry will figure it out too. And then we won't have to bear all the burden. If a gun shop or two supported channels, then it would be a whole different ballgame. So I appreciate very much the $1.50 and the little hot dog sticker, but I just always like to use that as an opportunity to educate. If you're dropping $1.50, you're really giving YouTube 50 cents, and they hate us. They don't really make this easy. Night Strike is sitting right there. He built a platform. It's literally legit, and it works better than the shitty one that I'm using right now, except for this part. And that's the only reason I'm using this one. But I really do appreciate it. I just use it as an opportunity to also let people know that there's other options. Fluffy puppy bellies block corona. So rub a fluffy puppy belly. Oh, I see. Rub a puppy belly, especially if it's fluffy. That's a good point. What happens is the static discharge that happens when you rub a puppy belly, especially the belly area, creates a charge that goes up your arm and kills coronaviruses.
Is that what that does? Okay.
It can happen with cats, but if the cat hates you, they can use their energies to make it a magnetic attraction to the coronavirus, and it could kill you.
Yeah,
Be
the cat better like you.
You got to make sure you're rubbing a cat that likes you, or that likes you at the moment that you're petting.
Don't even get me started on cats.
Yeah, exactly. I hear you, dude.
Cats
Maybe if you throw your condo into the volcano, something will happen. And thanks again for showing up. Everybody's taking a break. Everybody's leaving. How is the mortgage on that silver house in the middle of nowhere? What's that?
Silver brick house.
Oh, I think he means the stack in silver on the volcano.
Oh.
And Blitz is saying he's got a bunch of, I can't get it because it hasn't shown up yet, but he's got a bunch of the gun tube and magnets. Yeah, it'll eventually come up and then I'll highlight it.
Yeah, Blitz
Yeah, the
is really
chat's
helped
lagging
out.
behind kind of slow.
They have alerts when you log into the stream now to El Pato. It'll say, blah, 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 because of YouTube slow, we're going to be slow. So they're basically whining as soon as you log in. There we go. But thanks for supporting GunTube. You can do that on Patreon or directly. And guntube.org is the URL or the website address that you can use to find that out. So with that, we'll end it right about an hour for 2A. Thanks again to everybody who hung out yesterday and helped us come up with the epic list of gun phrases. And tomorrow, we might play around with those Corona patches a little bit. I do need to make some money, so bring a wallet if you're interested or if you're able. And I'm hoping to get some new stuff up on the store. I might or may not have been building Corona patches all day, so I have a couple of them, or there should be a couple for tomorrow for sure. And I'll see what else I can get done tonight. But whatever, let's remember we have a big active community that's all over the country. We were talking earlier, we had 4 hours worth of conversation this week with people that are pretty bright and interested in offering good info, talking about stress and opportunities for 2A at the end of all this. And if you're interested, take a listen to some of those. But thanks again, and we'll be back to pick up. Or do you guys want to plug anything? I guess I should. I'm not used to having people in here that run shows. Actually, everybody in here runs shows. So why don't you just take a second and tell us about your things.
See, tomorrow night, if you're not busy, around 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central, come by my channel, Gizzard Gary, and watch Foul Territory and join us. Let's have some fun. Maybe you'll win a prize.
Right on. Thanks for continuing to do those so that people have points, that they can look forward to in the week and get insight. I find value in, just listening to the chats even, just when I'm doing other stuff and just have them on because you can get.
Especially now, that's
yeah, how it's going in different parts of the country based on how those people are reacting that we all know because we've been listening to them forever. Right?
Yeah.
So thanks for that. Roll call. What do you got coming up?
I'll be on the Right of the People right after Gary's show on Budget Guns and Gear. So
cool.
tune into that. And then Wednesday nights is Rants and Raves with me at Night Strike. So tune in for that where we fit the plane. So don't forget about that show, all you people out there. Other than that, thanks for having me on, buddy. Appreciate it.
You bet. You ever going to get rid of that Wednesday night leech that you got to deal with?
I don't know. Maybe.
All right. Well, maybe one day. So Night Strike, what do you got going on? What's going on in your neck of the woods?
Wow. That hurts, man. That hurts. But yeah.
I heard your Wednesday shows are in jeopardy. Got anything to say about it?
Yeah. Yeah, I hear the 2Fs is trying to silence me like the ATF.
It's not like your opinions. You can have your opinion, you just can't say in public.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, check out Hit or Miss every Tuesday nights, 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central, and whatever it is, Mountain Time. I forget. Mountain Time never changes. I don't understand. So
Mountain time is that extra time zone that like 16 people live in that just needs to happen because of there's a whole bunch of mountains.
something like that, you know. Anyways, check me out on the Night Strike 1 channel, and yeah, I'm not doing Friday Night Strike tomorrow night, whatever. I'm not doing it.
Why?
AWAC's coming over. We're doing more shooting in the backyard.
At a distance that's appropriate for the chaos. For the crisis.
Yeah, like 10 feet apart with gun smoke in the air and all that, good stuff.
Because what I'm concerned about when I hear about like ranges still being open, a lot of times when 9mm people shoot, they'll shoot with one hand on the gun and the other hand in their shooting partner's back pocket.
No. We're only shooting 357 SIG. We're not shooting 9mm.
Okay, good. All right. Well, with that, I hope everybody has a good night and keep it, whatever, powder dry, some kind of witty saying at the end of the show.